not the promised peace deal of the century between Israelis and Palestinians. Still, U.S. President Donald Trump hailed the signing of the Abraham Accords at the White House as an historic day.
After decades of division and conflict, we mark the dawn of a new Middle East.
The agreement signed between Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain formalizes relationships already in place, but now includes the opening of embassies. It's a pivot point they hope will end old conflicts and lead to new cooperation among Israel and eventually even more Arab nations.
To all of Israel's friends in the Middle East, those who are with us today and those who will join us tomorrow, I say, Assalamu alaikum.
Earlier in the day, Trump hinted that other countries will also be signing diplomatic pacts with Israel.
But we'll have at least 5 or 6 countries coming along very quickly, and we're already talking to them.
But noticeably absent from Tuesday's deal signing, Palestinian leadership. The foreign minister of the United Arab Emirates acknowledged their participation in the agreement required the preservation of current Palestinian land.
Thank you for choosing peace and for halting the annexation of Palestinian territories, a decision that reinforces our shared will to achieve a better future for generations to come.
In the Palestinian territories, there were protests over the deal that also failed to ease the 13-year blockade of people in Gaza. The human rights activists have likened to an open-air prison. This Trump official blames Palestinian leadership for refusing to negotiate.
Separately, you have the leadership in Ramallah who time and time again refuse to engage directly with Israel. Their method is to go to the United Nations, to the European Union. The road to peace is not through the United Nations.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free!
The divisions over this deal also on full display outside the White House.
The Palestinian is a brothers. They deserve to have a peace too. Without the Palestinian problem to be resolved, there is no peace will be in the Middle East.
There are also questions in the United States about why the Abraham Accords are called a peace deal, given none of the nations are at war. There's also concern the so-called peace deal is really a new military alliance of nations with a common interest to confront Iran. The U.S. Congress already promising to scrutinize the deal, particularly over the possible sale of F-35 fighter jets to the UAE. But more importantly, for President Trump, with less than 2 months until the U.S. election, the accords offer the optics of a foreign policy win for a president behind in the polls and eager for re-election. Kimberly Halkett, Al Jazeera, the White House.